Imagine this. You're scrolling through your social media feed, and between the photos of vacation sunsets and the latest TikTok trends, a poetic quote catches your eye. It's a line attributed to Rumi, one of the greatest spiritual and poetic minds to have ever lived. Something like, "Don't grieve. Anything you lose comes round in new form." The words seem to speak directly to your soul, and for a brief moment, they provide the kind of comfort and insight that only true wisdom can offer. But wait, what if that quote, like so many others floating around online, has been so twisted and taken out of context that it's lost much of the depth it originally carried? This scenario is becoming all too common in our modern age, where wisdom from the past is constantly reinterpreted, repurposed, and reshaped for today's world. In the case of Rumi, the 13th century Persian mystic, poet, and philosopher, his words have been both a source of profound inspiration and a subject of controversial misrepresentation. But here's the question we must grapple with. Are Rumi's teachings genuinely being misunderstood in the 21st century, or is something more profound happening? A revival of his wisdom that we desperately need? Rumi's poetry has endured the test of time, transcending language barriers and cultures. Yet, as his work makes its way through our digital age, we must ask, is it being distorted in the process? Or are we, in fact, rediscovering Rumi's messages for the modern age? Messages that can still guide us through the complexities of contemporary life? In this essay, we will explore Rumi's profound influence on our time, examine how his poetry has been reinterpreted and sometimes misinterpreted, and ultimately question whether his wisdom has been preserved or diluted in the 21st century. Before we dive deeper into this conversation, let me extend a warm welcome to all of you tuning into the Unfolding Journey channel. Whether you're a longtime follower of Rumi or just stumbling across his work for the first time, this is the place where we explore the timeless wisdom that continues to shape our lives today. From poetry to philosophy, spirituality to self-discovery, we're here to unpack the layers of human experience and find the threads that connect us all. As we navigate through this exploration of Rumi's legacy in the modern world, I invite you to join us on this unfolding journey. We'll take a deep dive into the ways Rumi's work has been embraced, misunderstood, and reinterpreted. And of course, we'll also discuss how his teachings can be a guiding light in our increasingly chaotic, digital, and interconnected world. So, if you're ready to embark on this thought-provoking journey, be sure to hit the subscribe button below and join our community. Now, let's unravel the mystery of Rumi's presence in the 21st century. To truly appreciate the significance of Rumi's work in the present day, we must first understand the depth of his wisdom. Born in 1207 in what is now Afghanistan, Rumi was a poet, Islamic scholar, and Sufi mystic. His most famous work, the Masnavi, often referred to as the Quran in Persian, is a vast spiritual epic filled with allegories, mystical stories, and profound teachings. Rumi's poetry speaks to the universality of the human experience: love, loss, joy, suffering, and the quest for meaning. His ability to articulate complex spiritual truths in simple, beautiful language has made him an enduring figure, not just in Islamic mysticism, but across the entire world. His famous lines like, "Let yourself be silently drawn by the strange pull of what you really love. It will not lead you astray," or "You were born with wings, why prefer to crawl through life?" have touched countless souls. Yet, Rumi's significance extends beyond his lyrical beauty. He was a man deeply concerned with the nature of the divine and human connection. His spiritual path, which emphasized the personal experience of God, is integral to Sufism, a mystical branch of Islam that seeks a direct relationship with the divine through love, poetry, and meditation. Rumi's devotion to love as the highest form of spiritual expression remains a central tenet of Sufi philosophy. In the 21st century, Rumi's teachings have found their way into Western thought, embraced by people from all walks of life and across religious, cultural, and philosophical boundaries. His poetry has been interpreted as a call for personal transformation, a deep dive into one's emotional landscape, and a powerful meditation on the mysteries of existence. Yet, with such widespread acclaim comes the inevitable problem of misinterpretation. In the last few decades, Rumi has exploded in popularity. You can find his quotes on posters in coffee shops, printed on t-shirts, and scattered across social media. His work is quoted by modern spiritual teachers, mindfulness practitioners, and even corporate leaders. This widespread popularity begs the question: has Rumi's true message been lost in translation? On the surface, it's easy to see how Rumi's words, stripped of context, can appear as motivational or self-help aphorisms. Phrases like, "Don't be satisfied with stories, how things have gone with others," "Unfold your own myth," or "Try not to resist the changes that come your way. Instead, embrace them, let life flow through you," sound like something you'd hear from a modern life coach, don't they? This is not to say that Rumi's wisdom doesn't apply to the self-help space, but the reduction of his work to quick sound bites or affirmations can dilute its spiritual depth. Rumi was not simply writing to encourage individual empowerment in the modern sense of the word. He was exploring the divine, the nature of reality, and the deeper truths of existence. His work requires contemplation, reflection, and an understanding of his mystical Sufi context. The simplicity of his poetry can be deceiving. It is, in fact, layered with complex metaphysical insights. One of the main criticisms of Rumi's resurgence in modern pop culture is that his work has been stripped of its Islamic and Sufi roots. His deep connection to the spiritual practices of Sufism is often overlooked in favor of more generalized, New Age interpretations. This has led to what some scholars and critics call cultural appropriation, the act of taking cultural elements from a different tradition without regard for their original context. For instance, many modern interpretations of Rumi's work present his mystical teachings in a way that detaches them from their Islamic roots. Rumi's belief in the importance of love and devotion to God is often sanitized or reinterpreted to suit a more secular, individualistic agenda. While his poetry can undoubtedly speak to universal themes of love and self-discovery, reducing his work to a series of inspirational quotes can fail to capture the true essence of his message. Furthermore, the commercialization of Rumi's image has led to his poetry being marketed as a feel-good commodity, often without regard for the deep, spiritual wisdom that he embodied. This trend raises the question, are we truly honoring Rumi's legacy, or are we distorting it for convenience? Despite these concerns, it's also true that Rumi's resurgence in the 21st century may be a sign of something greater, a revival of his wisdom in a world that desperately needs it. In a time marked by political divisions, climate crises, and technological overwhelm, Rumi's messages of love, unity, and the search for inner peace are more relevant than ever. Rumi's emphasis on the inner journey, the idea that true wisdom and fulfillment come not from external accomplishments, but from a deep connection with the divine within, resonates deeply in today's world. His call to move beyond the ego and embrace the soul's path speaks to a generation that is increasingly disillusioned with materialism and external validation. Moreover, in a time of heightened global interconnectivity, Rumi's universal appeal becomes all the more important. His work transcends the boundaries of culture and religion, reminding us that we are all part of a shared human experience. In a world that often seems fragmented and divided, Rumi offers a bridge between different spiritual and philosophical traditions, calling for a deeper connection with each other and with the divine. In conclusion, Rumi's work in the 21st century can be seen as both a revival and a misinterpretation. While his messages of love, transformation, and unity continue to inspire millions, the simplification and commercialization of his poetry risk diluting its deeper spiritual significance. It is crucial, then, for us to approach Rumi's wisdom with reverence and mindfulness, recognizing the rich cultural and mystical context from which it emerged. As we continue to embrace Rumi's teachings in this modern age, let us not forget that true understanding comes from deeper contemplation and connection. The journey of self-discovery and spiritual awakening that Rumi embarked upon is one that requires patience, introspection, and humility. If Rumi's words are to truly guide us, we must take the time to listen closely, not just to the words themselves, but to the silent spaces between them, where the true wisdom lies. As we navigate the complexities of life in the 21st century, Rumi's poetry remains a beacon of light, a reminder that love, unity, and the search for meaning are timeless pursuits. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into Rumi's presence in the 21st century, I invite you to join the conversation and share your thoughts. What do you think about the way Rumi's poetry has been interpreted today? Do you feel his wisdom has been honored, or is it being oversimplified in the modern world? Leave a comment below, and let's discuss how we can better understand and appreciate his legacy. And don't forget, if you're passionate about exploring more spiritual wisdom, philosophical insights, and thought-provoking ideas, be sure to subscribe to The Unfolding Journey. Each week, we delve deeper into timeless teachings, unraveling the mysteries of life and the human spirit. By subscribing, you'll stay updated on our latest videos and discussions, and together, we can continue unfolding the journey of wisdom, love, and discovery. So hit that subscribe button, join the community, and let's continue this journey of growth, exploration, and understanding together. Until next time, stay curious, stay open, and remember, the journey is just as important as the destination.